In a world where billionaires are losing fortunes left and right, one name stands out for not just surviving, but thriving. While Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk are watching their net worths plummet by tens of billions, there's one investor who seems to have found the secret to weathering the storm: Warren Buffett. While others are scrambling to protect their wealth, Buffett is quietly making calculated moves that are helping him get richer, even in the face of economic uncertainty. How is he doing it? Let's dive into the genius behind Buffett's strategy and why, despite the chaos in the markets, he's still coming out on top. If you want to uncover more strategies from the world's smartest investors and stay ahead in the game, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community for all the latest insights. Okay, now let's break it down. In the past year, many of the richest people on the planet have seen their fortunes shrink dramatically. To give you some perspective, Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook founder, has lost $28 billion. Jeff Bezos, the Amazon mogul, has seen a whopping $45 billion slip away. And then there's Elon Musk. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO has lost a staggering $130 billion. That's right, $130 billion. Now, these losses didn't happen overnight. They unfolded over the course of a year as the stock market fluctuated, and as the effects of rising interest rates, inflation, and new trade policies started to take their toll. And while it might seem like the rich are still getting richer, for a lot of these high-profile billionaires, 2024 hasn't been the best of years. But here's where it gets interesting. There's one billionaire in the top 10 who has actually gotten richer during this period. That's right. He hasn't just survived the market's turbulence. He's thrived. And that billionaire is none other than Warren Buffett. Now, you might be wondering, how does Warren Buffett, a man in his 90s, continue to outperform many of the most tech-savvy investors and billionaires of his generation? What's his secret? Well, it's all about sticking to a strategy that works and making smart, calculated moves based on years of experience. Warren Buffett is often referred to as the Oracle of Omaha because of his uncanny ability to predict market trends and make profitable investments. But unlike the flashy, risk-taking style of some younger billionaires, Buffett's approach has always been more about patience, discipline, and long-term thinking. So, what exactly has he been doing that's been so successful? Let's break it down. The secret behind Warren Buffett's success. Warren Buffett has always stuck to a few core principles in his investing strategy. And in the face of global challenges, like trade wars, fluctuating interest rates, and market instability, these principles have proven to be more valuable than ever. Let's look at 3 key elements that have kept Buffett ahead of the game. 1. Selling overpriced assets. Last year, Buffett made a strategic decision to sell off several of his investments. These weren't just random picks. They were assets that he believed had become too expensive. Think about it. Buffett sold shares in Apple and some major American banks. These were once reliable investments, but according to his own strategy, the prices had gone up too much. This wasn't a panic move. It was a decision based on the fact that Buffett felt the value of these stocks had reached unsustainable levels. And when things get too expensive, it's time to cash out. This wasn't just a small portion of his portfolio. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars that he freed up by making these sales. 2. Moving into U.S. government bonds. Once Buffett had raised all that cash, what did he do with it? He didn't just sit on it. He made a classic Buffett move and bought U.S. government bonds. Bonds are often seen as a safe, low-risk investment, especially when the market is volatile. And in this case, those bonds have paid off. Why? Because interest rates have been falling, which has made the bonds more valuable. As interest rates drop, the price of bonds tends to go up. So Buffett has managed to turn a more conservative move into a profitable one. 3. Sticking with what he knows. But here's the real kicker. While many investors were scrambling to chase trends and jump on the latest hot stocks, Buffett stuck with what he knows best. And for him, that means companies in industries like insurance, energy, and railroads, all of which have a strong presence in the U.S. market. Because Buffett has so many investments in American-based industries, he hasn't been as affected by the global trade war or the uncertainties surrounding international markets. His focus on domestic companies has insulated him from some of the risks that have hurt other billionaires. But of course, even with all these smart moves, you might wonder, is it possible that the market will continue to decline? And what does that mean for Warren Buffett's next steps? What's next for Warren Buffett? In the world of investing, things don't stay stagnant for long. Market conditions change and new opportunities always arise. So, is Buffett's strategy going to continue to work? Or is there a point when even he might have to rethink things? One of the things that Buffett is famous for is his ability to buy when others are fearful. He's often said that when the blood is in the streets, that's when he's ready to invest. Essentially, he waits for market crashes or dips, when prices are low and others are running scared, before jumping in and buying up undervalued assets. At the moment, things may look uncertain. But for someone like Buffett, this uncertainty can actually be a golden opportunity. Why? Because when the market drops and everyone else pulls out, there are usually some great companies that are being sold off for far less than they're worth. And that's when Buffett swoops in with his $350 billion in cash and grabs those discounted stocks. So, even if things keep falling, it's likely that Buffett will keep finding opportunities to buy. He's not in a rush. He's content to wait until the right moment arrives. And when that moment comes, he'll make his move. The influence of Donald Trump. You might also be wondering if Warren Buffett's strategy has been impacted by Donald Trump's policies, particularly the trade tariffs that Trump has imposed during his presidency. After all, Trump's America First approach has certainly shifted the global trade landscape. But according to experts, Buffett's investments are largely insulated from these changes. That's because, as we mentioned earlier, he's focused on American companies that aren't as reliant on international trade. So, while other billionaires may have been more affected by Trump's tariffs, Buffett has been able to continue sticking to his tried-and-true strategy. That said, Buffett isn't blind to the economic shifts happening in the US and around the world. In fact, he's often one of the first to recognize when things are changing. When Trump's tariffs started to have a more significant impact, Buffett was quick to point out that the situation could be compared to an act of war, a major shift in the economic order. But even then, Buffett stuck to his guns and continued investing wisely within the US. Is Warren Buffett a role model? So the question remains, is Warren Buffett's approach something that everyday investors should try to emulate? While his track record speaks for itself, there's no denying that Buffett has a unique set of skills and insights that most people don't have access to. He's been in the game for decades, and he has the ability to think long-term in ways that many of us simply can't. That said, his core principles, being patient, sticking to what you know, and waiting for the right opportunities, are lessons that anyone can apply, no matter how big or small their portfolio might be. And that's why Warren Buffett remains one of the most respected and successful investors of all time. Conclusion. To sum up, even in a time when the richest people in the world are losing billions, Warren Buffett has found a way to not only protect his wealth but also grow it. By sticking to his tried-and-true strategy of selling overpriced assets, investing in safe U.S. government bonds, and focusing on what he knows best, Buffett has continued to thrive where others have faltered. As we move forward, it's clear that Buffett's ability to stay calm, collected, and disciplined in the face of uncertainty will continue to serve him well. And for the rest of us, there's plenty we can learn from his approach. After all, in the world of investing, it's not about making a quick buck. It's about thinking long-term and making strategic moves when the time is right. And who knows? Maybe Buffett's next big move is just around the corner. And there you have it. While the world's richest are losing billions, Warren Buffett is showing us all that patience, discipline, and sticking to a solid strategy can truly make a difference. His ability to navigate uncertainty is something every investor can learn from. So whether you're just starting out or have been in the game for years, there's always something to take away from his approach. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Warren Buffett's brilliance, don't forget to like this video and share it with anyone who could use some financial wisdom. And if you haven't already, Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more tips, stories, and strategies that could help you make smarter, more informed decisions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.